Okay, los geht's. Ich dachte, du fängst an.
What is tape?
Also wir sind jetzt einen Tag vor Vernissage, das heißt, was das größte Problem ist, weiß ich gar nicht genau.
Was sind die großen Probleme?
Ja, also wie ist es abgelaufen? Also diese Szene, die es in Berlin gibt oder generell in der Welt, die ist halt nicht so gut vernetzt. Und man kennt die Sachen von den anderen Künstlern, aber ein persönlicher Kontakt ist da eher selten. Und deswegen dachten wir uns, okay, so wir haben alle einen gemeinsamen Nenner, dass wir auch Kunstwerke mit Klebeband machen. Und da dachten wir uns, okay, wäre doch geil, wenn wir mal alle zusammen was machen.
I think my first question whenever I got your email was, is this a scam? And how much money do they want for me to show in this exhibit? Because that's what, as an artist, I get those every other day. Is someone trying to get me to bolster my vanity by paying to exhibit my artwork. And then as I read your email, I saw the sincerity in it, I saw that it dealt specifically with my work, and then I was able to then go on Instagram and see that you were a real person that was really involved in tape art. And so I knew that it was a real thing, and then I got really excited because in America we don't necessarily do tape art. It's not a recognized thing. It's something that a few of us do. And I had been hearing from people, and I'm guessing they were talking about Buff. I was hearing that there was tape art happening in Australia. You know, and then I could see it all happening in Berlin through Instagram.
Yeah, I think when I started, there was only a couple of people that I found years later on MySpace, like before Facebook and so on. And now I see there's so many, and now it's great to see that there's so many different artists using it so differently. And I think in terms of that, yeah, it's a community.
You know, 15 years ago, it would have been very difficult for us to find each other, but because of other social media sources, we're able to connect and realize that, you know, there's many of us doing the same thing.
Ja, der Plan war auf jeden Fall, dass wir internationale Künstler einladen.
Und die Herangehensweise, also was die Leute mit Tape Art machen. Wir wollten nicht 20 Tape-Artisten haben, die ungefähr das Gleiche machen, sondern eher unterschiedliche Herangehensweisen und die unterschiedlich mit dem Medium arbeiten.
I think what's great that with the show that you put together, it really brings, I think, you know, people that are so different in their work, in their aesthetics, but everyone seems really humble and just seems a really good crew, and no one is trying to be the best or do this the most, and so it's interesting, and I think it's really lucky, so thanks for having me.
Jetzt sind wir in persönlichen Kontakt mit den anderen Künstlern gekommen und da hieß es eher immer so, ja krass, also ich kenne eigentlich wenige, die es in meiner Stadt machen oder von da, wo ich herkomme, oder Mark Khaisman und Jay Walker, die ja in der gleichen Stadt aktiv sind, aber sich noch nie über den Weg gelaufen sind und sich erst hier getroffen haben, glaube ich. Das ist in Berlin schon anders, dass es ein paar Leute gibt, die es machen. Ja.
Because you'll have like co-ops here or collectives here that deal with tape art, and here we are the only two tape artists that are like, that I'm aware of, that are like seriously pursuing it. I mean, there are others, and we live in the same city and we didn't know each other, so I emailed him and said, we probably should at least shake hands before we show up in Berlin and be like, we live in the same city and yet we've never met each other.
Yeah, it's very fun. Yeah, actually he did installations in the gallery I'm working with, and I saw these installations, but I didn't know who did it. And so he actually approached me when this things start happening about this gallery, so let's meet, because it will be a little funny that we live in one city and we don't know each other.
tape art is a medium. It can't be anything more than that, but it should never be disrespected lower than that.
I don't want tape to be a gimmick or for that to give validity to the work. I want the work to kind of stand up for itself. I hope that the artwork is interesting and valid and poignant before people even know it's made with tape.
Letztendlich wird ja die Tape Art durch das Wort Klebebandkunst ja irgendwo definiert, aber ich versuche auch andere Facetten zu zeigen, wo ich auch eine Stahlarbeit habe, die dann irgendwo noch, wo alles abgeklebt wurde und das Bild durch die Mathematik vom Tape entstanden ist. Und in dem Sinne sehe ich da eigentlich auch keine Grenzen. Es ist auf jeden Fall schon mal für den Außenstehende oder für Leute, die sich mit Kunst gar nicht auskennen, schon mal eine Richtung, wo man dann denken kann, womit jemand arbeitet, was jemand macht.
I'm indebted to the tape because it was a way to have a complete freedom. So I didn't have the legacy of the traditional mediums of art, and so I could feel like I could make up what I wanted.
Ich finde, es ist immer noch nicht alle Möglichkeiten sind noch erforscht sozusagen. Und deswegen ist das die Herausforderung und auch interessante Aufgabe, immer wieder was Neues zu erfinden, zu machen, weil wie gesagt, die Grenzen noch nicht mal in Sicht, meiner Meinung nach.
It's try and error. It's, you know, I don't cut silhouettes with knife. I just, you know, I put tape and rip it off, and it looks right. It happened. If not, I pull it off and try again. And like I can, when I work on a chair, it looks like very spontaneous and quick sketch. And this is the idea behind it. But I have a pile of tape next to it, like this.
Damit ist es eigentlich so von der Ästhetik oder vom spielerischen Faktor her sehr spannend, weil man einfach spielen kann und einfach machen kann und wenn es nicht passt, einfach wieder abziehen.
I like that it's not quite as fluid as painting, and the lines you get are a little bit more jarring, and I like that it's just a really new medium, and that there's no books written about how you draw with tape, so everything you need to, all the techniques you need to use, you need to work them out for yourselves.
Everyone has some gaffer in their drawer, so that it's not, you don't have to go to art school for 5 years, you don't have to learn the masters, you just go to your kitchen drawer and it's there. And it's really simple. It doesn't have, you can go out in the street, it can be in here, it goes over everything. And I think that's what's really nice about, especially when you see kids use it for the first time, there's no limits.
I think that in the current art perspective, there are no, this is not legitimate. Everything that you can create with should be considered legitimate. Now, whether it's good, whether it's quality, whether it actually is saying something, that's not for me to decide.
drives me? I guess again it's just that I'm just completely obsessed with working. I'm a workaholic, so it's I don't have a choice. It's not that I have to force myself to do it. I have to sometimes force myself to not do it, to live a normal life. So
my approach as an artist is to wake up every morning and have no idea what I'm doing. I try to get to the studio as quickly as possible, and then once I'm there, just allow myself to explore what I'm doing. I find that when I have too much scheduled for me, I feel captured and enclosed. It's quite different from my wife, who needs a schedule, needs to know what she's doing in every hour. In a perfect world, I wake up in a new city and start exploring immediately. And while that's not really practical, going into the studio and creating something new at every step is what excites me.
What I do, and probably many other people artists who do representation of art with tape, we kind of try to create image using tape. Construct image using tape. So my idea was, what if I go in opposite direction? What if I print image on tape and then by arranging tape, deconstruct the image? And when you take the toy, like say truck, some old toy, and you just take it apart. And then you want to put it back together, exactly the way it was. But you fail, obviously. So this is like, I am intentionally failing now. So this is the game. I enjoyed it a lot. I'm sure I will continue. It's just so much fun. You just or this clock, remember, old alarm clock. You just take it apart and try to put it together. It looks like old clock, but some pieces, you don't know what to do with this.
Ein Maler kann mit einem Pinsel anfangen, Formen und Kurven, und hier ist er viel freier auf der Bildfläche. Und ich finde es spannend in der Mathematik her oder in der Logik her, dass wenn der Streifen quasi geradeaus geht, dass man auch damit arbeitet, dass es immer nur um Parallelen geht, wo dazwischen eine Fläche ist, die farbig ist, mit der man ein bisschen gestalten kann.
Most of the time I use old movies, stills, or historic artifacts from various centuries, and I like to play on juxtaposition between material and image source. It's usually like high and low culture. The source of the image is high culture, some say Baroque furniture or Victorian silverware from famous collection, and it's made out of very cheap material, which something high culture and juxtaposition of high culture with throwaway culture, which tape is symbolical.
The tape itself is important, but now I'm really wanting to try and make the work that is not dependent on the medium, so that it can be with tape or it can be a pen or paint, but if I can do work that has the same aesthetic over all more mediums, then that's what I'm excited about now. But I think there's just something so natural about the tape for me that it will always be in my bag,
Es ist witzig zu sehen, wie alle anderen mit dem Material arbeiten, und wie unterschiedlich das dann auch letztendlich die gesamte Ausstellung ist.
Well, I'm excited to see Evie's work because I've only seen photographs of it online. I didn't know her work before this, but it looks like her works are essentially paintings. They could be paintings, so I'm interested to see that, I'm sure.
It's just like drawing. And the hard thing is with the spray can, when you use it, you don't have any feedback from the wall or the surfaces. you have to learn. It's almost like a dance. Whereas with the tape, you have to touch and you really have to feel the surface and get to know it that you're working on. And yeah, so I think there's nothing, I can't stop using it.
Die Leute sind total experimentierfreudig, weil dieses Tape-Halten, Tape-Streifen total unverbindlich ist. Und in vielen Feldern funktioniert der Workshop super und die Resultate sind überraschend gut.
Es macht halt auch mega viel Spaß, einfach das auch in andere Kulturen zu tragen. Und wenn man jetzt in Peru Kindern auf einmal Tape Art erklärt, das ist halt schon ein geiler Kontrast.
Oder in Schweden einfach mit total jungen Kindern arbeitet, die wirklich hochgradig gut und konzentriert arbeiten und da richtig coole Sachen bei entstehen. Es ist schön, das so auf die Art und Weise Leuten näher zu bringen.